from Lego Buff Productions with another episode of LAF, Lego Answers and Facts. Now this week's theme was behind the scenes, but before we get into those questions, next week's theme will be buying Lego. So any questions about when you should buy, what you should buy, maybe if you want to wait for what sales, when should you wait, how long should you wait, what sales specifically should you wait for, any questions about that, you can put those in the comments below and I'll be sure to answer those in 2 weeks. Because next weekend will be the first episode of Lego YouTube News. So, our first question is from Connectable Brick Studios, and he has a two-part question, but the first part is, what camera do you use to film your videos? And right now I'm filming on one of them. I'll show you that in a minute, because I'll be filming it with the other one. But this is the main camera I am using now. It's a Sony. The one I'm filming with now is a Canon. And this is what I'll be using for reviews, LAF, tutorials, all those kind of videos. The only ones that I will not film with it are weekly updates because it's just too bulky for that. But this is my little review area. It's just a white fabric. It's meant for backgrounds, but you can really use a white sheet if you want to, anything you want. And you don't have to have this isn't like super fancy, but it's just like a basic background setup. You can just hang a white sheet over whatever you want, and that could be your little studio if you want. And then this is the behind the scenes of basically what a review looks like. So when I do the close-up of minifigs for the review, you probably see something like that. However, in reality, it looks like this. And I do have a tripod here with the camera, and then when I'm not filming the minifigs, it's just on this white background. I'll just have it set up right in the center there. So, let's get on to the other camera. So here's the other camera I use, and this is the one I use for weekly updates and those sort of quick videos. I will start to use this camera now that I'm filming with for LAF and that sort of thing. So this will basically only be for weekly updates. There's the model number if you're interested in looking it up. I know they don't sell it anymore, but you can probably buy it used somewhere for pretty cheap. It is HD, it is a Canon, but like I said, it's a relatively older camera, and it's just very basic, nothing too special there. So, now let's go on to the editing software. Alright, so before we get into editing, James Wilson asked, what kind of computer or laptop do you use for editing and uploading? And I use an HP Pavilion. I'm not sure on the year on that. I know it's a few years old, but it's not brand new. Micro Spark Productions asks, is there a step-by-step process to making and editing videos? If so, what is it? And this is the software I currently use. It is called Pinnacle Studio 17. I have the Ultimate version, which has basically all the features of the software. And here you can see my 2015 video. Welcome to 2015 Lego Buff Productions. And this just gives you an example. Most videos aren't this complex, but you know, every now and then I will upload a video with a lot of stuff. So first here I have my intro, which is just a video file. It's just an MP4, I believe. So just like a regular video file. If you were to take a video with your camcorder or whatever camera you use, this is what it would look like on the track. Below it I have the audio. You can have as many tracks as you want in this software. That's what I like most about it. That's what the scroller's for. You can see all the tracks on the left there. And then as we move along, I have a title right here that says 2015. Again, below I have all this music. And then when you see these little fold over things, that means there's a transition there. So before, you'd have to physically drag down something like that, put it there and be a transition. But now it's a lot easier. You can just pull down if you just want to fade in and fade out. Now what I mean by multiple layers is, for example, over here, there's an effect on this. This is just a picture, by the way, that looks basically like that. But I have this effect that basically zooms in, then zooms out, and then right here, this track above it has the title. So whatever I have below it, this will come on top of it. So whatever you have on top always goes down. So you can see, looks basically like that. Again, you see this flap or that fold. It's a transition there. And then more titles and so on. And then as we get over here to Lego YouTube News, now the green screening wasn't that well. I didn't have a light on this side, unfortunately. But when I make the full video, there will be one. And this is a few layers. So the bottom layer is the new studio, and I can't pull up this layer. Actually, maybe I can. There we go. So this is the effects editor, basically, but you can see the background. This track is just the background. This track is just me with a black background, so I'm green screened out right there. And actually, if I undo the chroma key, that's what I basically look like. It's just a green screen behind me. So for the behind the scenes of, oh, I'll go back to that real quick. Again, if I just delete that part, and then I'll save that. So if you look at the behind the scenes of just this part, that's actually what it looked like. So again, this studio part is just the background. Then I have my green screen, and then in the editor, a few different editors, depending on which one you have. I do not believe Windows Movie Maker has this feature, but they have this thing called chroma key. So up here you can see all these different effects I can use. When I click on it, chroma key right there, cuts out, but still not the way I want it. So I'll go over to softness, and I'll drag that down actually, so you can see it cuts out the sides, but that's when it kind of fades around my face because I didn't have good lighting there. Then I'll click OK. And then there you can see it gets rid of the green screen, so it looks like I'm in a new studio. And then on top of that, I have a title, which is overlaid onto the little screen right there. So in the actual video, I will have videos playing in there, but right now I just had a little title there. So that basically gives you a general overview. Again, that just continues throughout the whole thing, and then there's different audio tracks and that sort of thing that I can put in. But again, that's just a basic overview, and again, not that many videos are complex. So while we're on this real quick, Connor Gunberg asked, how long does it take for you to make a video? Now, it depends on this video. Since this one has a ton of effects and that sort of thing, it did take longer, probably about 5-6 hours probably to edit and film for this one. And the filming really wasn't that much. It was just this. So it was about maybe 30 minutes of filming and like 5.5 hours of editing, which is a ton. But for regular like reviews and that sort of thing, it only takes about 20 to 30 minutes or so, just to get basic things out. And also it does take time to render, but I'm not including that. Now the other thing, let's see who asked that question. Connectable Bricks asked, how do you put an intro into your videos? Now, as I said before, my current intro, my new one, was made by a friend. Again, that link to his channel will be in the description. So it's just a video file. But if you want to know how to do my old one, it's this effect called montage themes. And I don't know if other video editors have it. Of course, I know Pinnacle does. But you simply drag it down. You would drag down any video file. So up here is all my media. So if I click on video, I can pull up all of my videos and that sort of thing. So I can check those out. But once I drag down this montage theme, you'll see a bunch of numbers here. This is actually my old intro right here. So it's kind of cool. But like I said, it's just a bunch of numbers. You don't know what those mean. However, when you click on this and you go into it, you can drag things in here. So let's say I go to, maybe I want a video from one of my reviews. So I'll put that in the one block. And then maybe I want picture. We'll pull up a picture here. Pictures are probably what I'll be using the most. That's what I used in the last one. Maybe I want my clone army in there. As I go down, maybe I want this little Christmas tree. Maybe I want the detective's office. Or maybe just my sig fig. So I'll fill up all of those blocks there. Click OK. It'll have to render there. That's just loading, putting in all the effects together. And then, of course, you can also put in text and that sort of thing. I just skipped that. So after it renders, this one might actually take a while. But I'll just play it real quick, see what comes out. So it's a little shaky. It won't actually be shaking the real video. But you can see that's how I made my old intro, basically. So the whole thing does it for me. I just dragged what I wanted to go in there. And then it fits up very nicely right there. So that is how I do my editing. I think that pretty much does it for all the questions. Again, there weren't a lot this week. However, I did have a lot of stuff to show, so the questions were pretty basic in that sense. The final question is from Ollie Productions, and he had a question specifically about his channel, and he asked, should I post videos of me taking down my mocks? Again, video ideas, you want to stay creative, and there's not too many videos of people taking down their mocks. I know there are some, but definitely I recommend making as many videos as possible, so that obviously would include taking apart your mock. So I advise you to do that. So that does it for this episode of LAF. Again, don't forget to ask questions next week about buying Lego, and that about wraps us up. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to check out my channel for some other awesome Lego videos, and have a great day.